Hi. I just want to talk a little bit about anarchy now. I am myself an anarchist. There's a lot of confusion, obviously, about what anarchy is exactly. Even within the realm of anarchists, there's a lot of dispute over the theoretical logistics of anarchy and how it would exactly play out. To understand what anarchy is and where it came from, I think it's obviously important to understand the history behind this movement. You may or may not be familiar with the Glorious Revolution in Great Britain, which is basically like a rising up of the people against the kings and queens, kind of a balancing of power between Parliament and the kings. And at this time, many of the monarchs across Europe began to use the word anarchist to describe people that oppose the king. Literally, anarchy comes from the Greek archon, annex. So archon would be against the king, against the ruler. An anarchist is obviously, by definition, anybody that would be against the ruler. So the first person to publicly embrace this word for themselves was a man named Pierre-Joseph Proudhon. He was the first person to call himself an anarchist. Proudhon had collectivist views on property and believed that pursuit of property was kind of this living point that causes disparity of wealth and power in people, causes imbalance of wealth, and so on and so forth. While at the same time, other writers like Edmund Burke and Thomas Paine, Robert Godwin, were looking at liberty from more of an individualist standpoint. They did not publicly embrace the word anarchy, but still, by definition, these people are against the rule of monarchs, which a lot of that thought, led to back into republicanism, constitutional government. While across the seas, shortly after the American Revolution, there was the French Revolution, which kind of led to this series of revolutions throughout Europe, known as the Socialist Revolutions, the rise of socialism. And in that revolution is where the word anarchist really began to be seen, I guess. So that's why a lot of people feel that anarchy is strictly a left-wing ideology, because the first group to publicly, excessively use the word anarchist were left-wing ideologues. There are, later on in history, individualists that embraced the word. A man named Murray Rothbard coined a term, anarcho-capitalist, which kind of he felt didn't accurately didn't deserve the word, the description of anarchy fully, because of the historical connotations implied with, anarchist, as a left-wing ideology. So, just because he didn't fully embrace the word anarchy does not mean that it doesn't fit the description of anarchy in any way, shape, or form. I'll probably go through and make a video further detailing the philosophies behind some of these different forms of anarchism, but that would take quite a while, and I don't think enough people have that long of an attention span, so I think we're at like probably 4 or 5 minutes now. I'll just leave you with that. Y'all have a good one. Thank you.